I've been a college student on and off for the past 6 years. And in those 6 years, I've changed my major 3 times. I actually picked a major based on what the highest salary would be for a 2-year degree. And taking those math and science classes really made me hate myself because I'm bad at them. But I just kept reminding myself of the $98,000 salary. The problem is that there's so much stress and frustration for college students as well as college graduates nowadays because a college degree just doesn't mean what it used to be, and it doesn't protect you from having to work somewhere like McDonald's. According to the American Journal of Orthopsychiatry in 2009, some of the leading causes of depression is facing difficult schoolwork as well as financial worries. According to the American Journal of Orthopsychiatry in 2007, 30% of college students reported feeling so depressed that it was difficult to function. According to the Patient Health Questionnaire Study Group of 1999, 2% of college students at the University of Michigan reported considering suicide in the past 4 weeks. 2% of the 2,843 students who completed that questionnaire is about 57 people. There are currently 18,610 students attending Delta. Based on the statistics described in the journal, American Journal of Orthopsychiatry, 2007, volume 77, number 4, page 534, it's reasonable to conclude that 372 Delta students have contemplated suicide in the past month. According to the USDA, depression costs society $43 billion per year. As a country, we lose $17 billion due to work absences based on symptoms of depression. My purpose tonight is to persuade you towards a lifestyle that could free you from all of this. I'd like to convince you to examine the options that you may not have considered in the past. I hope to tempt you all to be homeless. The solutions are, you could live in your car, you could live off the grid, or you could become a hitchhiker. My sources are the American Journal of Orthopsychiatry 2007, Social Support and Mental Health Among College Students, Depression at Work, Into the Wild, directed by Sean Penn, and How Living Off the Grid Works. I want you all to reevaluate your standards for a fulfilling, successful life. If we reevaluated this and we changed our standards, we could live a much happier, enlightened life. We don't have to dread endless hours at work. We don't have to grieve over never seeing our families. We don't have to stress about not being able to make our mortgage payments or car payments or going into debt. Everyone thinks of being homeless as this stinky, schizophrenic alcoholic who yells at people as they pass them on the street. This is not in any shape or form what I'm promoting. There is a clear difference between someone who chooses to be houseless and someone who has no other choice but to live on the street. The first solution is that you could live in your car. You can get a job that's low stress and high satisfaction, like working in an animal shelter or a music store. The money that you earn from your fun, rewarding job will help pay for all of your basic needs. You can buy a car that's moderately reliable, cheap, and live in it, preferably a hatchback or a van or a Jeep that you'll have plenty of space in. You won't need much gas since you won't have much of a commute since you can park pretty much wherever you want. You can get a cheap gym membership, which gives you the opportunity to stay in shape. But many gyms are 24 hours, so really you could be there any time of day. And most importantly, you can shower and shave there every day. You can park your car in any 24-hour facility to prevent parking tickets, such as Walmart, Safeway, Denny's, or your 24-hour gym. You can save up for a laptop or a tablet if you don't already have one. This will act as a method of entertainment. Netflix is only $8 a month. You can use it to network and communicate. There are many facilities like McDonald's and Starbucks who provide free Wi-Fi, so you're covered there. A lot of people's biggest concern about this option must be the whole sleeping in your car thing and being so uncomfortable. But with the right vehicle, you could lay out flat with a sleeping bag and blankets and pillows and be perfectly comfortable. The second option is to live off the grid. You can do this alone, with a few of your loved ones, or at a commune. This will free you from having to pay for public facilities like water, gas, power, and phone bills. Going off the grid also gives you independence and reduces your carbon footprint, which means you won't be harming the environment nearly as much as you are now. You would live in a home that you quite possibly have built yourself. This will eliminate water bills because you can build your own well and get your water from there and sterilize it yourself. When the sun goes down, you can burn candles that, again, you've likely made yourself, instead of having to pay PG&E for your power. For heat, you can either cut down trees and burn the wood to heat your shower or home, or you can buy a large propane tank just like you would use to barbecue, but larger. Initially, a tank like this big is $300, and when it's empty, they'll come refill it for you for $3.29 per gallon. Many families that live on communes make a little extra cash by selling things that they've made themselves, like candles, produce, jewelry, and organic products. Vegetarianism and veganism is really common among people who live off the grid because you can grow your own fruit, vegetables, nuts, grains, and herbs, and it's really cheap. If a meat-free diet isn't for you, you can always buy from a local distributor, which is expensive, by the way. The third option, and perhaps the most adventurous option, is the hitchhiker. You can travel all across North America and see anything that you ever dreamed that you might want to see. You could walk, ride bikes, or, of course, hitchhike with strangers. Now, needless to say, you have to be streetwise and intuitive when you're doing this, otherwise you could open yourself up to all sorts of different kinds of danger. But more or less, when you're doing this, you're going to meet a lot of interesting people, and you're going to learn a lot of things from these people and gain a lot of life experiences. A lot of these people will actually give you food, money, and shelter in order for your help with different things. Doing odd jobs while you travel across the country will keep a little bit of savings in your pocket just in case there was anything that you needed to buy, like new boots or a winter coat or anything like that. In conclusion, the standard of a successful life for a young adult is so unattainable that it could drive you crazy just thinking about it, and it could ruin your life chasing after it. I'd like you all to choose a simpler, more rewarding life. A life that's more connected to the earth and to yourselves. Be a nomad. Live stress-free, ease your carbon footprint, and see things and meet people that you never would have in the past, or your possible present if you don't take my advice. I'd like to leave you all with a quote from the movie Into the Wild, directed by Sean Penn. Mr. Franz, I think that careers are a 20th century invention, and I don't want one.